is a constitutional law attorney, former senior legal advisor and personal counsel to President Donald J. Trump. Jenna Ellis believes in the rule of law and the importance of integrity in our elections. And she's ready to tackle the big cultural and legal issues facing America. This is the Jenna Ellis Show. Here is your host, Jenna Ellis.
With inflation, the banking world collapse, and everything that Joe Biden is doing not to protect America, you need to make sure to secure your financial health, especially in retirement. And hey, if you're a millennial like me, that actually is sooner than you think. You need to start now, even if you are a millennial or a Gen Zer, to make sure that your financial health is actually healthy when we get to retirement. And Legacy Precious Metals has a revolutionary new online platform that allows you to invest in gold and silver online in real time. In a few easy steps, you can open an account online, select your metals of choice, and choose to have them stored in a vault or shipped right to your door. You'll have access to a dashboard where you can track your portfolio growth in real time anytime. You'll see transparent pricing on each coin and bar, and this puts you in complete control of your money. The platform is free to sign up for. Visit legacypminvestments.com and open your account and see this new investing platform for yourself. Gold hedges against inflation and against a volatile stock market. A truly diversified portfolio isn't just more stocks and bonds, but different asset classes. This brand new platform allows you to make investments in gold and silver, no matter how small or large, with just a few clicks. Visit legacypm.com to get started. You can download the free investor's guide, and you can also call Legacy PM Investments to talk to a portfolio expert to get expert answers to your to customize your personal portfolio. So visit legacypminvestments.com to get started. Tell them that Jenna sent you.
Hi, I'm Ron Coleman, sitting in once again for Jenna. It's always a pleasure, always a great honor to be able to address this audience, because you're special people. You are special people. I know you're special people because I think probably the majority of people who tune in to Jenna's show are Christians. And that's a big deal. That's something that becomes very relevant in these times. I'm sure if you're a Christian, you would agree that it's always very relevant, but it's particularly acute right now. And the reason I say that is it has been a very traumatic time for your Jewish brethren. As you know, the last few weeks have been very difficult for us. And as I said on Twitter, which is where I say most of the things that I say, unless someone's paying me to say them, some of the most heartwarming and life-affirming messages that I've gotten from friends during these times have been from Christians. Just checking to see if I'm okay, if my family's okay. How are we handling this? There's a real appreciation for the idea and the truth that we Jewish people are really one organism. We feel the pain as if it were a family member when something that happens, such as happened in Israel 2.5 weeks ago, or not even that many weeks ago, 2 weeks and several days, happen. And unfortunately, they do happen. It does seem that the Hamas attack on Israel, the Hamas massacre that took place, has touched people who might not otherwise be touched. People do seem to have recognized that something really different and uniquely inhuman, uniquely awful has happened. And one of the more shocking aspects of this has not been only the barbarity, but the revelation of how many people are prepared to defend it or justify it or understand it. But I'm not telling you anything you haven't already heard and couldn't already hear from a million other people. Someone did ask me, however, in the last couple of days, and I had an opportunity to discuss it with another Christian today. What can Christians do who want to help, who want to be of assistance to Jewish people when they feel a moral kinship with? And I appreciate that question deeply. I think there are two broad answers. One of them is, whenever someone says or does or posts something wildly inappropriate or false about what happened, something that reflects negatively on the victims or on the Jewish people, and even on the state of Israel, in a way that you might think is unreasonable or incorrect. Every time one of you guys steps up and helps us out with that, responds, stands up and is counted, instead of leaving it for the Jewish people in the room to do it, that's gold to us. I'm not saying anyone here is obligated to do that. You're not. If, however, you are curious to know how you can help, that's a way you can help. It means a lot to us. Obviously, we can fight our own battles, both on the battlefield and on the rhetorical or the polemical battlefield, social media, whatever it is. But having friends who are not considered to be presumptively biased, it's extremely valuable. It helps us feel like we're brothers, that you care about us. And it shows others that it's not merely those who have been affected personally or tribally or ethnically who believe that something wrong is being transmitted, someone's missing a big point. It gives a lot of credibility if you can do that. And when you can, and if you're the kind of person who has any inclination whatsoever to bear some of that, that is appreciated more than you can know. So thank you if you've done it, or if you're considering doing it. If you want to know how to help, that is one important way to help. That's a form of tactical assistance. It's local, it's immediate, it's right here, it's right now. Because this rhetorical, this polemical polemical battle is being fought right now. And it matters because, not because you're going to convince people. Very few people are asking honest questions. Not too many people are really seeking information. They're seeking to score points. They're seeking to support their side. On both sides, I get that. But people who don't have a big investment in these issues are looking to people who do know a little bit more, or who do speak up, for guidance, for understanding. That's why it matters. There's another bigger issue, more challenging issue. It is more strategic than tactical. And it is also greater significance in the big picture. And that is by being Christians, by being good Christians. Much of what has happened in this world, much of what has happened in our country, that has been so morally indefensible, including, as I referred to earlier, the abominable reactions of those excusing or rationalizing or justifying a massacre, is the result of moral confusion. Moral confusion is inevitable when morality is up for grabs. People who watch this program, Jenna Ellis's program, obviously are aware of this phenomenon. You're people who care. You're people who want to hear the truth. You're people who want to hear the word of God. It is very hard to influence people in that direction in our times. There are so many blandishments offered by the dark side. It is so easy to not starve to death for people who don't have serious problems, substance abuse, whatever it may be. For most people, survival is not the challenge that it was for our ancestors. And for that reason, modern man has, to a very large extent, unhitched himself from the wagon of divinity. He has rationalized his understanding of the universe, his understanding of his purpose in this world, his understanding of his duties in this world, and of right and wrong. Believing Christians, believing Jews, I suppose believing Muslims who do not believe in violence against the innocent. I don't know enough about Islam to speak authoritatively on whether that is really such a thing or not. But with respect to the religions that I do know the most about, as an American and a student of history, I know a little bit about Christianity. We need to be steadfast in our faith and our commitment to our faith and to God and to God's word and to God's truth, more by living it than by evangelizing. I try in my work, both my professional work and my social media work, to present a model and to answer questions that I hope will have a positive effect on people. And sometimes people tell me, not nearly enough, that it has had that effect. But I'm no paragon of virtue. What I can do, though, is recognize my responsibility and to do what I can to maintain the standards of my faith community, as people would call it, my family, my synagogue. And I try to do that. When Christians do that, they're standing up for what's right. They're standing up for even the very first principle, which is that there is such a thing as right, that morality is not relative, that there are some things we can recognize as being absolutely wrong, objectively evil. It's not merely a matter of opinion. It's not merely a matter of perspective. I spoke today with someone who has taken the position that if you defend yourself, as the state of Israel is doing, by attacking people who put women and children between you and them, you're morally equivalent to the people who go to a civilian settlement or home or social event and purposely murder people. That the only difference is whether their cause is right or their cause is wrong. This is a tremendous moral confusion. This is an evil way of looking at the world. There is a difference between casualties of war and victims of terrorism and murder and massacre. Does that mean that all civilians killed in war under all circumstances are the result, are victims of defensible conduct? Not at all. There are terrible things that happen in war, and often unjustified ones. Was the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki necessary? Could something else have been done to effectuate the same end? I don't know. Scholars, historians, military strategists debate the issue to this day. These are the hard cases. There are less hard cases. You don't have to disagree. You don't have to, I'm sorry, you don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with my conclusion. What I am asking you to do is to stand up for the principle that there is a right answer and that there is merit and value. And in fact, there is a human, spiritual, moral imperative to find that answer, to determine it, live it, and apply it in your life. And to apply it the same way, regardless of who the perpetrator is and who the victim is. One of the things that upsets Jewish people very much is the perception, and I do believe that this perception can be justified, that people who are terribly concerned about the lives of Palestinians are only concerned about the lives of Palestinians when it is Israelis who are affecting those lives, not when it is other Arab peoples who are affecting those lives. And that they probably wouldn't care about Palestinians at all if it weren't for the fact that it's Israelis, Jews, who are doing doing whatever it is that they're being accused of doing. The world is full of injustice. The world is full of violence. The world is full of hard questions. But when your only interest in the hard questions is, what are the Jews doing? It's a legitimate question for us to ask. Why do you only care what the Jews are doing and not what the Africans are doing? Not what the Afghans are doing, not what the Iranians are doing. That's not today's homily. All I'm asking is that we as Jews and Christians live our lives and communicate to others within the envelope of the message that there is a God, that there is a judge, and there is judgment, and that there are truths that do not depend on what side you're on, and that a human being does have a right, in fact, an obligation to protect himself and his kin. Now, I understand there is a pacifistic aspect to some people's understanding of their faith. I can't address that here. I'm not qualified, and I've been asked to. Most people, however, understand that it is a natural human right to defend oneself and one's family and one's country from violence, from murder, from massacre. Being a Jew, being a Christian, means that you wrestle with the questions, not that you know the answers. You wrestle with the questions based on knowable standards of what is right and what is wrong. So, in answer to the question that I started out with, what can Christians do to help their Jewish brethren in this time of stress? That's my second answer. The first answer, again, was stick up for your friends. There's really nothing quite as sweet in life as friends sticking up for their friends, not bullying others, not acting sort of like a pack of wild dogs, but sticking up for their friends. It is profoundly felt and appreciated, and it's a great statement of love. And if you want to call it covenantal love, if you want to make that love, if you can see that love as part of your relationship with God, the God of Abraham, who is your God as a Christian, that's a great thing to do. And the second thing, live a life and message the message of the good word, of the Gottspiel, the good story, the story about God's immanence in this world. God is not merely some remote force, what some people call the universe. God has and demands and wants and craves a relationship with his creatures, with his people. And in that relationship, he wants us to recognize what he has taught us is right and what is wrong, what is good and what is bad. We can do that. If you're not doing that already, I just can't imagine why you'd be watching this, because it's the Jenna Ellis program. You are. What I'm trying to do, what I'm asking you to help me do in this context, is to apply those principles to your relationship with the tragedies, with the challenges that have befallen all of Western civilization. You know, there's virtually no situation where people who are anti-Semitic are not also anti-American. There are some exceptions, but their idea of America might not be that of the founding fathers. That we could debate. But around the world, certainly. And that includes people who have brought their world to our shores. When you find that someone hates and reviles Jews, you will not find a person who is an American patriot. Trust me on that. I want to thank Jenna for once again giving me the opportunity to be heard to a little bit different audience and a little bit bigger than the one that I usually address. These are the thoughts of the moment. This is the problem. This is the challenge of this time in our world right now. Christians and Jews do share something unique. Yes, there is a golden rule, but it's not the only rule. God's law is more demanding, although both of our faiths teach versions of that which is hateful to your neighbor, do not do. There's more than that. Sometimes you need to stand up for your neighbor. Sometimes your neighbor is looking to you for support, for affirmation, for validation, for a reminder that you do share the same values, the same commitment to right and wrong, and to the future, and to hopefully soon, the establishment of the kingdom of God in this world, as well as the next. Thanks again, Ron Coleman, for Jenna Ellis.
With inflation, the banking world collapse, and everything that Joe Biden is doing not to protect America, you need to make sure to secure your financial health, especially in retirement. And hey, if you're a millennial like me, that actually is sooner than you think. You need to start now, even if you are a millennial or a Gen Zer, to make sure that your financial health is actually healthy when we get to retirement. And Legacy Precious Metals has a revolutionary new online platform that allows you to invest in gold and silver online in real time. In a few easy steps, you can open an account online, select your metals of choice, and choose to have them stored in a vault or shipped right to your door. You'll have access to a dashboard where you can track your portfolio growth in real time anytime. You'll see transparent pricing on each coin and bar, and this puts you in complete control of your money. The platform is free to sign up for. Visit legacypminvestments.com and open your account and see this new investing platform for yourself. Gold hedges against inflation and against a volatile stock market. A truly diversified portfolio isn't just more stocks and bonds, but different asset classes. This brand new platform allows you to make investments in gold and silver, no matter how small or large, with just a few clicks. Visit legacypm.com to get started. You can download the free investor's guide, and you can also call Legacy PM Investments to talk to a portfolio expert to get expert answers to to customize your personal portfolio. So visit legacypminvestments.com to get started. Tell them that Jenna sent you.
On MyPillow's 20-year anniversary with over 80 million MyPillows sold, Mike Lindell wants to thank each and every one of you by giving you the lowest price in history on his MyPillows. You will receive a queen-size MyPillow for only $19.98. The regular price is $69.98 and just $10 more for a king size. You'll receive deep discounts on all MyPillow products such as bed sheets, mattress toppers, pet beds, mattresses, my slippers, which I love, and so much more. This is the time to try out some of the amazing products you've had your eye on from MyPillow. So go to mypillow.com and enter promo code Jenna to receive this amazing offer on the queen size MyPillow for $19.98. You can go to mypillow.com or call 1-800-564-8475. Be sure to use the promo code Jenna. This offer comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. It's time to start getting the quality sleep you deserve. This offer comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. It's time to start getting the quality sleep you deserve. Go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Jenna.
When the government used emergency edicts during COVID to restrict the gathering and worship of churches, 3 pastors facing the risk of imprisonment, unlimited fines, and their own churches being ripped apart took a courageous stand and reopened their doors in the face of a world that chose to comply. The Essential Church is a feature-length documentary that explores the struggle between the church and government throughout history. This fascinating story uncovers those who've sacrificed their lives throughout history for what they truly believe in. Rediscover why the church is essential and how we prove that this stand remains true from a scientific, legal, and most importantly, biblical perspective. This is not your typical movie. It'll change your life. You need to see this movie with your friends and family. The Essential Church is streaming today exclusively at salemnow.com. That's Essential Church, streaming at salemnow.com.